All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. First, I want to thank all of you here for joining us today. We've got a lot of great information here to share with you. Look, my name's Dylan Handy, and this is our first Getting Social with Dylan. And we're so excited to host this new webinar series, which is a social media digital marketing education series where the sole purpose is to educate you and motivate you in all aspects of social media and digital marketing. You know, I'm lucky enough, I get to work with agents just like you all across the country. And, working with agents, coaching them on social media, one thing I find is there's a lot of information out there, right? Everyone has different ideas, and it can be a little overwhelming. What platforms are the most valuable? How to use those platforms? And a lot of times I find, there are educational services, but there's also, a sales pitches added to it. So our goal in these seminars is solely to educate you, motivate you, and inspire you. So for those of you who I've met before, welcome back here. We always love members of our Elevate team here. And those of you, who are new, welcome. We're so excited to add you to this educational series. And we're going to be investing a lot into live classes, webinar series, live events. We're going to be investing into Instagram stories, YouTube videos. So a couple of things I'll mention for all of you. Make sure that you go ahead and connect with us on all of our social media. I'm going to talk about this here in a second, but this class, our goal is to talk about how to grow your Facebook following. So one of the things I'm going to ask is, just like I'm going to be coaching you how to grow your following, I do encourage you to go connect with me on my social media following, where we're going to be hosting a lot of these events, where we're going to be doing these Facebook Live Q&A sessions. So let's go over a little bit who I am and the company I represent, and then we'll get started into the training. So I'm a business development consultant with Elm Street Technology. And I'll talk a little bit about them. I'm sure many of you are familiar or current customers. Background about me, I have been involved in the real estate marketing industry for over 10 years, which is crazy to think about. It's flown by, but I'll also mention I've been involved in real estate my entire life. Even when I was a little kid, I could see my father, he was doing all aspects real estate, and he still is involved in real estate. So it's in my blood. It's something I've been a part of. Now, I have my information up here. I encourage you to go connect with me on my LinkedIn account, and there's my contact information. So if you guys have any questions after this class, don't hesitate to reach out to me via phone, email. Happy to answer any questions, even after this class. Again, I want to be a resource here for you. And as I mentioned earlier, I do have all these new social accounts, so I do encourage you to go connect with me. I went ahead and put it on the chat box there for you. So go connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and it's Getting Social with Dylan, or Getting Social Dylan. These are the direct links to connect with me. And this is where we're going to be doing a lot of question and answer. I'll be posting weekly tips and tricks on how to utilize your social media, how to turn your social media from a toy to a tool for your real estate business. Now, I don't want anyone feeling overwhelmed. So if you do feel a little overwhelmed at any point, again, you can always reach out to me, but also at any point you can type in schedule me into that chat box. And I do have some panelists who will reach out to you and get you scheduled for a free social media review with one of our coaches. So if you do want a little bit more insight or training or anything like that, you can go ahead and type in schedule me into that chat box. But I'd love your support. Go connect with me. Again, my biggest goal here with all of this is to motivate and inspire each one of you. So let's get to a couple of things. I know most of you are familiar here with Elevate. Most of you are current customers. So if you're a current Elevate customer, go ahead and hit the raise hand button. I just want to see how many current Elevate customers we have here. Yep, so we've got that raise hand button flying up. So we've got a lot of people here from the Elevate family. So welcome. And for those of you who are not familiar, the Elevate family, or Elm Street Technology, we are a holding company. We go around and acquire different real estate marketing companies, and we merge them together to make one mega product. And that mega product is called Elevate. So if you guys would like to learn a little bit more about Elevate and how it can automate your online presence and marketing and give you systems, processes, and leads, you can type in demo and we can get you scheduled for a demo of how we can help you. But let's go ahead and talk about what our goal here today is. Our goal is, how do you grow a following, right? How do you grow your following on Facebook in particular? You know, one of the things I find with working with agents is they know the importance of their social media, especially Facebook. But the challenge is most agents have a hard time growing their following. How do I get more followers? How do I get more people to even see what I'm posting to Facebook? So today's class and today's focus is how to do just that, grow your following. So first, the biggest question I get is, what's the benefit? You know, why do I need a business page versus a personal page? Do I even need a business page? Should I just be utilizing my personal page? Well, here's the thing. You know, you absolutely need a business page. Okay. If you don't have a business page and you're doing business on a personal page on Facebook, technically you could get shut down or suspended. It's actually called Facebook jail. It's a real place. Trust me, you guys don't want to be there. So you want to you can utilize your personal and your business together, but you want to set up a business page for all of your business postings. And there's other benefits why you should have a business page. First of all, business pages have higher SEO value, meaning higher search engine value. You know, how do you get found in search engines like Google? One of the best ways to do that is your social platforms. And personal pages have a very high security setting. Therefore, they're not easily found through search engines. Whereas a business page has very high SEO and is much easier found. Business pages also come with the ability to do tracking, analytics, data, reports. There's so many tools. You can do Facebook ads and boosting, which we'll talk about here today. So we will talk about how to work your personal with your business. But if you're looking to get started on a business page, if you don't have a business page built, this is going to be step one. So go into your settings on your Facebook page, and under your settings, there is a create a page in Facebook. Now, if you're having a hard time finding that, another way that you can also access on how to build a page is just visit facebook.com/business. Okay, facebook.com/business, and they will help you. It's a whole landing page that educates you on all, you know, Facebook business platforms, how to utilize it, and how to set up a business page. It really gives you some good insight and training. So utilize that, facebook.com/business. You take a look in the chat box here. My panelists went ahead and put that exact address. So if you haven't checked it out, go there. They've got training videos, educational videos, you know, how to start your own business page, how to do ads, how to do boosting, all great insight. But once you have your business page set up, you want to set what's called a Facebook handle. Now, a Facebook handle is the @ symbol and what you put for your page name. So, you know, @ whatever your business name is. So for me, I put @social, Getting Social Dylan, right? So that's my branding. Now, we encourage you to try to get a cohesive branding on all platforms. This is not always possible. Sometimes you might not be able to get the same, you know, handle on Facebook that you get on Instagram. We do encourage you to try to do that, or at least get as close as possible to it. But that custom handle you want to put everywhere. Put it on your email signatures. Put it on your business cards, your mailings. You know, we'll talk about this in depth here in a second, but that handle is as important as your phone number, right? I mean, people will connect with you via you know, social media, especially Facebook, a lot of times before they'll even pick up the phone and call you. So make it really easy for me to find you. And we're going to talk about how having that handle, you want to set it up everywhere. Now, again, how to create that handle is you're going to go into your settings on your business page. Now, whenever I talk about setting up your business page, changing your handle, doing any kind of settings, setting up ads, you name it, I always encourage you to use Facebook from your desktop. I know we are so used and trained to using our phone, but it is a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit more difficult. There's less features available. So whenever we're editing settings, creating a handle, editing anything really on your page, I do encourage you to utilize your desktop instead of your phone, just because you have a lot more options available. But why Facebook, right? Why even be on Facebook? Well, Facebook is still the most popularly used social media platform on the internet today, with over 2 billion users on it. Almost 3 at this point, almost 3 billion at this point. And the average consumer, over 70% of consumers on Facebook are logging in 6 to 10 times a day, with the average time spent per visit around 13 minutes. So of all the platforms, especially for real estate, your Facebook page is so important and vital. But you might be wondering, well, all right, I know the value of Facebook. I know I need a business page, but how many followers do I need? You know, what's like considered a sweet spot? So obviously with any kind of following, of course, we encourage more the better, right? Get as many followers as possible. The more followers you have, the more people are going to see your posts, the more likely you're going to get engagement. And remember, the more engagement you get on your Facebook page, the higher organic value you'll get. Your Facebook algorithms kind of depends on how much activity you're getting on your page. And if you're getting a lot of activity on your page, Facebook will then consider your content quality, and it will have higher algorithm value compared to pages that have little to no followers. So obviously we want to try to get as many as possible, but you might be wondering, well, what's a number? Give me a number, Dylan. So a number I encourage for agents, a single agent, to have what I call the sweet spot. You want to have a goal of about 200 to 500 followers, okay, on your business page. Now, if you're nowhere near that, don't panic. This class is going to give you a ton of insight on how to do just that. But you want to make sure about 200 to 500 for a single agent. And if you're part of a team or an office, I recommend double that. Okay. So at least 200 to 500 for the average agent. Okay. So someone asked, do you offer admin help with Facebook business page? So Keith, that's a great question. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to type it into this chat box. Again, I want to be a resource for this next hour for you. So Keith, we do offer admin help. We can take a look at your Facebook, give you kind of some insight into it, but we won't manage, your admin capabilities. So if you'd like us to take a look at your Facebook, give you some tips or tricks, you can type in schedule me and we'll get you scheduled for a one-on-one with our team. Good question. All right, now let's go ahead. What's the difference between a follower and a like on Facebook? Because you might notice that there are some pages on Facebook that say you have 2,000 followers and 1,300 likes, right? So what's the difference between a follower and a like? Well, Facebook has an ability for you to go in and like a page. Now, whenever you like a page, that will automatically set you up as a follower. So as soon as someone clicks like, they also become a follower. But if a consumer decides they don't want to follow your updates, they can click unfollow, okay? And if they click unfollow, this means there's still a like on your page. So they're still adding to the number of likes that your page has, but they're not following updates that your page is posting. So occasionally you might see where someone has more likes and less followers. And that might be because maybe they had a lot of their followers go in and unfollow what they're posting. Okay, not really super common. Most of the time when someone likes you, they're connected with you, they follow you, doesn't change. But occasionally you can lose a follower. So that's why we always talk about the importance of quality content, right? And we're going to talk about on a couple of these webinars, what is quality content, how to create it, how to get more engagement. So you're providing value. So you get more followers rather than just likes. Okay, but does that make sense to everybody? I know there's a little confusion between that. Remember, as long as someone likes your page, they will automatically become a follower. And then if they decide to unfollow, then they will still be a like on your page. Okay. All right. Someone said, how do you get them off your likes? So you wouldn't want to get them off your likes. You really want to make sure that a like is a value, right? But you also want to make sure they maintain as a follower. Okay, it's not necessarily you don't want them as a like. They can unlike if they want your page, but you wouldn't want that either. We want to try to gain a follower and a like, okay? Because then they're able to see it all together. So let's get started. So we've got a lot of steps here, a lot of information to provide you on how to really target people to like, connect, and follow your business page. So first, I highly encourage you to invite your friends and family directly from your Facebook business page. Now, like I said, you should be doing this from your desktop, but when you go to your desktop, there is an option to invite all your friends. I encourage you to do just that. Now, unfortunately, Facebook does not have like an invite all button. So you'll have to go in and individually invite all your friends. And I want to say there's a limit of like 500 people you can ask a day to like your page. But even if you break it up into a couple of days, the benefit here is this is your sphere. These are your friends and family, right? And their friends and family. Invite them all to like your page. This is going to have a high follow rate because it is your sphere of influence. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go in here today and go invite your friends and family. Now, if you've already invited them on Facebook, Facebook does limit you the amount of times that you can invite a person to like your page. So we're going to talk about some ways that if you've already invited them to like your page, and maybe they just didn't get to it right away, maybe they didn't immediately follow you, there are other ways to re-invite and gain them there for you, okay? Someone just asked, how can you re-invite followers on Facebook if you've already invited them? That's exactly what we're just going to talk about. Exactly. It's a concern because a lot of times agents will say to me, well, I invited everybody and 20% followed me, but what about the other 80%? So I'm going to have an answer for you guys here. So the answer is actually to send a message through the Messenger app. Okay, this actually has close to a 40 to 50% follow rate. So think about this for a second. Whether you have a kind of canned response that you send out to everybody, hey everybody, or hey such and such, just wanted to reach out, check in on you and your family, hope all is well. Also wanted to inform you that if you're looking for advice about the area, the community, I have a Facebook page that I provide a lot of detailed information, home ownership, education. Be sure to go like my page. And right in that Messenger app, you can put a link. When you put the link there, it will actually populate an auto post where that consumer can click that link and immediately be taken to your page to follow. So we tend to see a much higher follow rate if you do it directly through your Messenger app, in addition to the invite button. Now, you can get as detailed with this or broad with this as you want. So in other words, if you want to personalize it, maybe you might do a more personalized message individually. Now, this is going to be more work, obviously, but the benefit is you're getting that opportunity to connect. So maybe, you have a friend, we'll just say Sandy, and you reach out to Sandy via Messenger. Hey, Sandy, checking on you and your family. Hope you and your kids are doing well. Just wanted to follow up. I know we haven't spoke, in a couple of months and wanted to check in on you. How's your home doing? Such and such, right? And then just say, hey, and also be sure to connect with me for similar updates. And you can put that link for them to go and connect and follow you. Now, more work, but more personalized, okay? Or you can do more of it, a general response, but we've seen a great return on this for consumers, not only getting more followers, but also creating more conversation. Isn't that one of the biggest aspects for you? You've got to create conversation with your sphere, engage with them. You go to seminars all the time and they always talk about touch points. How many people do you talk to today? What type of conversations? This is a great conversation starter and can also help grow your following on Facebook. All right, we got another question here. So what's the procedure for the link? So you're just going to go to remember I'm talking about everything should be done on a desktop. Just copy and paste your Facebook page, whatever your Facebook page is. I'll put an example of that in the chat box for mine. You guys go ahead and see my exact Facebook link. Take that Facebook link, just copy and paste it right into the Messenger. It's that simple. Write a message and then copy and paste the link. And then Messenger will identify it's a link to a business page and we'll have a button that will pre-populate that says follow or like. So Really powerful stuff here. So simple. Highly start utilizing it. Like I said, my clients have been doing this incredible amount of followers and engagement by doing this, not just in followers, but interaction. All right. Now, I also understand your personal page is probably where most of your activity happens. So what we encourage you to do is utilize your business and your personal together. And you absolutely want to make sure that you're posting business stuff to your business page, right? Business information to your business page. However, since probably most of your activity is happening on your personal page, I encourage you to hit the share button. And when you hit the share button, it will take your post and post it to all of your personal followers, right? It will take your business page post and share it to your personal followers. So I don't encourage you to do this for every post, right? And the reason I say this is, if I go in and I follow your business page, it means I'm asking for business updates for real estate. I'm asking to learn about that information. Whereas if I'm friends with you personally on a personal page, I didn't necessarily ask to see all your housing updates and all this, okay? So I recommend keeping all your business updates on your business page. However, maybe share some of your additional information from your business page to your personal. So at Elevate, we talk a lot about blogging or video content creation. Let's say you do a blog about, local events in the area. Hit that share button from your business page post and share it to your personal. And say, hey, friends and family, just did a blog on local events going on in the area. Be sure to check it out. We got some exciting stuff going on in the community. And if you like this information, be sure to go like and follow my business page. So what you're doing is they're going to see that post is coming directly from your business page and will ultimately drive traffic to your page to grow a following. So don't be afraid to hit that share button. Share relevant value-based information from your business to your personal. And that's going to maximize your business page and your personal page together. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about Facebook groups. This is a big one. Facebook groups are such a powerful tool to really grow a following and interact with Facebook users. So whether you find a group in your area or you create your own. So let's start with try to find some local groups, in your town, your city, your state. There's so many great groups. I have a client of mine. She's on this Facebook group that's for mothers in her town. And she uses that as such a resource to pretty much advertise that she is an agent. Now, the unfortunate part is some groups do not allow advertising. Some groups, they have rules where you cannot advertise or promote businesses. If that is the case, there are still ways you can still work your business with these accounts. So if you join a group locally, and I encourage you to go to your Facebook and search local groups. You can do it by going again on your desktop, click the groups tab, search your town, search your city, search, all different groups locally. But if you are part of a group, let's say you're in a group that's part of your town, a town local community page, and they don't allow advertising, there's a couple things you can do. You can actually post to that group, whether as a business page or you can post as an individual, but you can post links to your website, maybe about a blog. So if you're a part of a community page and you do a blog about local community events, well, the great thing is you can post that blog to that community page. And when consumers click that blog post, it will take them back to your website, which can drive them back to your social media. So posting as a business, posting as an individual links back to your website is a great way to really work your sphere of influence in those groups and still follow those guidelines. So like I said, that agent that is a part of a mother's community page within her city, that Facebook page, she writes a blog about childproofing your home. She posts it to her blog, and then she posts that blog post to that community page. It says, hey, check out my blog about childproofing your home. And all those consumers, those mothers who click it, are driven back to your site, which link back to your social media. So a great way to grow a following there. But also, I mean, if you're willing to put a little bit more work, you can create your own. There's nothing stopping you from creating your own community page or your own Facebook group. If you put the elbow grease in there and put some time in developing and connecting and promoting, then you have all the rules. You can post whatever you want there. And I have some agents who are really proactive, and they worked really hard to develop these groups, local connections, and utilize that where they're able to promote themselves on that page. Okay, so don't be afraid to utilize groups. If you guys haven't been utilizing Facebook groups, I do encourage you to try to start researching and discovering some Facebook groups. Another thing is just increasing your engagement to your page. Look, when you add more more valuable content that gets more engagement, your page actually can grow organically. Okay, so organically meaning you're not having to pay a financial investment. So if you're putting a lot of good content and videos and it's getting a lot of interactions, it can grow organically because it's improving that algorithm value. So let me give you an example of this. Have you ever seen on Facebook where, let's say, you're going through your news feed and up pops a post from Nike, let's say, or Whole Foods, let's say, and you're like, why is this in my news feed? I'm not following Whole Foods, but it will say your friend Jim liked this post. What it's doing is actually promoting local businesses that Facebook assumes you might be interested in because your sphere or your friends engaged with it. So the same thing can happen for you. If your following starts to get more interacting and more engagement to your posts, then there's opportunity it can grow organically. So there's value in creating quality, engaging content to help your page grow organically on its own. Okay. Someone asked, will this be recorded? It certainly will. We will be doing this recorded, and it will be posted to YouTube as well. And we'll be posting it. So like I said, go connect with me on Getting Social Dylan on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll have a link for you to review this because I know it's a lot of information. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about Facebook ads, Facebook boosting. This is really powerful if you're trying to grow your following outside of your sphere of influence. So let's say that you've worked your sphere of influence, you invited your friends and family, you sent direct messages, you're getting good engagement on your page, but you still want to grow outside of your friends and family. You want to reach people in your town, area, neighborhood, your city who don't even know who you are. The best source to do this outside of your sphere of influence is Facebook ads and boosting. Guys, go ahead and type in the chat box. If you've done ads, type in ads. If you've done boosting, type in boosting. If you've done none, type in none. Or if you've done both, type in both. I would just want to see how many of you here have actually invested into some type of ads. We got both. I've done both, none. Okay. I tried, but never got approved. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, the getting approved, both. Okay, good. So it seems like we got just about everyone has done some form, whether it's ads or boosting. A couple of you have done none. So we're not going to go too deep into it in this class. We are going to have a whole nother class just on Facebook ads, how to get your ads approved. So again, connect with us and we'll show you guys that whole journey. But if you're new to it, I would suggest start with boosting. It's the quickest and easiest form. If you're more seasoned, I definitely encourage you to move up to ads because ads is much more effective and efficient, but a little bit more detailed. But whether you're doing ads or boosting, it's a great way to target people in your areas, towns, or neighborhoods. Now, if it is real estate specific content, in other words, if it's a listing, there are limitations that you can do to follow like fair housing laws. There are limitations, but even then, there's still some great opportunities like targeting your town or within a certain mile radius or things like that. So if you are having any kind of issues regarding getting it approved, definitely start looking at your targeting if it is housing. If it's not housing, there's a lot more flexibility. But I don't want to get too off topic here. Look, when we talk about ads or boosting, when we're talking about gaining a following, There are options where you can do ads specifically to grow your following on Facebook. However, in my experience working with agents all across the country doing all sorts of ad campaigns, I actually haven't found as much success with trying to grow your following by creating ads. Where I've actually seen far more success, and this is important, is creating good engaging content for ads and then inviting the consumers who engage with your ad to now like your page. So let me give you an example of this. Let's say, I'll give you a good example. I had a client of mine a couple months ago, not months, a couple of years ago, actually, just before the pandemic. She wrote a blog about, the best neighborhoods to go trick-or-treating in for Halloween. Now, she wrote that blog, she posted it to her Facebook, and she created an ad or boosting campaign for it. Of course, she targeted that surrounding area and she targeted mothers and things like that. But I want to say she spent like $50 or $60. It was under $100, I know that. And she got well over 200 likes to that post. And I don't even know how many comments, right? Well, I don't know if you know this, but any ads or boosting will give you a likes button. We'll tell you how many likes you got. You click that over 200 likes button, it will give you a list of all the people who engaged with your post. And here's the best part, guys. Facebook allows you to now invite that consumer to like your page because they engaged with your content. So she went through that list of 200 plus people and invited every single one of them to like her page. And I think of those 200 plus people, I want to say she got close to like 50 or 60 followers. So think about that. Let's just say she just sells one home to only one of those 50 plus people. Did she make her $50, $60 back? Absolutely, right? Tenfold. So a great way to grow your following on Facebook is when creating ads, make sure you click the likes button. If you have an opportunity to engage with people, have a call to action. Hey, could you see yourself living at this home? Click like, or something that encourages them to engage with your post. And as soon as they engage, you have that ability to invite them. Okay, and that's something that a lot of agents don't realize. So Facebook ads and boosting, make sure you're taking advantage of that invite button from your likes button. Okay. And again, guys, we will talk about Facebook ads and boosting on another class. There is just so much to cover. That's going to be a class in itself. So definitely watch for that. I'm happy to answer questions with that as well at the end of this class. We will have a Q&A session as well if there's any missing questions. And I want to hear from you guys what else you want to hear. So at the end, we'll do a Q&A session, and then you can go ahead and let me know what are the things you want to learn. And we'll go ahead and get those on the books for you. All right, now let's also talk about, you want to put your Facebook handle. Remember, we talked about this in the beginning, that @ symbol, you want to put it everywhere. Email signatures, mailings, farming, business cards, wherever your name is, it's as important as your phone number. Again, people will connect with you via social platforms many times before they'll pick up the phone and call you. So make it easy for me to find you. I'll give you an example of this. You guys send a ton of emails in a week. How many of you here today have your handle in your email signature? Any of you? Really important. Every email could potentially drive traffic to your social media. How about even mailings? I know agents that, they invest in mailings, and some love it, some don't, but the ones that are investing in mailings, when I look at the mailing campaigns, they're spending hundreds or thousands of dollars for these postcards, but yet there's no way to connect with them on social media. So what happens? I look at it, oh, I'm not interested in the property, or whatever, I throw the mailing in the trash. When you compare it though, if you maybe have a big section of it that says, hey, connect with me, follow my Facebook page for local updates information, there's a way to make that connection. And again, people might not be ready to buy or sell in this moment when they receive that postcard, but there certainly might be interested to work with you down the road. And if you're adding that value for them with information, local updates, videos, market reports on your Facebook page, the likelihood of them connecting with you and ultimately using you is much higher. Okay. So make sure you invest in it with mailings, postcards, business cards, email signatures, wherever your name is, that should be. Put it to your website. Your website is the front door to your business, but a lot of times before people even really connect with you via website, they're doing their research. Connect your website to your Facebook page. You're spending all this money oftentimes for Facebook ads to drive traffic to your website, your print marketing to drive people to your website. Your brokerage oftentimes is spending a lot of money trying to get users to your website. But once you get them there, there's got to be a way to connect on your social media. So make sure you have your Facebook handle. Most brokerage sites come with this. Highly recommend you add that Facebook handle or link. Or if you have your own independent site or an Elevate site, anything like this, make sure your Facebook handle is there. Also, email drip campaigns. Look, I've worked with clients who've been in the industry for years, 20, 30 years plus, and they have databases full of emails, but yet when I look at their social media, they have little to no followers. So what we want to do is make sure that list that we're investing in, our contacts that we're investing in, we're working that audience to connect with us via social media as well. So whether that be a couple times a year, doing email drip campaigns with the sole purpose of encouraging them to connect with you on social media. And I encourage several times a year. Every email campaign should have some type of connect with me on social media, but you should do a couple campaigns throughout the year with the sole purpose of getting consumers to follow you. Hugely powerful there to help correlate that list, that email database over to your Facebook. And why is that important? I already talked about people are logging in 6 to 10 times a day. Same amount of times I'm logging into my inbox. So if you're in my inbox, you're in my Facebook, the ability to develop that top of mind is really, really powerful. And also, if you have emails, you can invite them directly on Facebook too. If you have a user's email, you can invite users based off of an email. And also, how about cross-promoting? Look, cross-promoting throughout your other social platforms. Let's say you are on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Well, do some cross-promotion. Remember, different demographics on all these social platforms. So, millennials tend to love Instagram. So you should be doing a cross-promotion to encourage them to go over to your Facebook as well. Now you might be wondering, well, if they're seeing me on my Instagram, why would I want them to even see me on Facebook? Well, remember, people are logging in different platforms, different amounts, right? So people tend to log into Facebook more than they log into LinkedIn. So you want to be on multiple platforms, but you also want to cross-promote. And there's a lot of value in trying to get all of your audiences to connect with you on all social platforms. Okay, not just posting to your Facebook. You want to be connecting through all those others. One of my favorites, though, is to cross-promote with local businesses. Guys, if you haven't been doing this, trust me, give it a try. And I want to hear from you personally. Send a message to me on Facebook. Send a message to me on Instagram. The Getting Social Dylan. I want to hear from you how successful this was. Find a local business. I don't care if it's in your industry, like a lender, financial advisor, home inspector, or it's even outside of the industry. Maybe it's hyper local. Reach out to a local, let's say, local restaurant, right? If there's one in your town, reach out to them, the owner, the manager. Say, hey, I'm a local agent. I'd love to feature your local business. Can you write me a couple paragraphs about your business? Maybe we'll do even a video, quick question and answer video with them. I'll compile it into a post, and then I'll tag you on my business page. And the only thing that I would just ask is maybe you just share it on your business page. And trust me, they want this. They want this branding, right? These lenders want this branding. That local restaurant wants to showcase that a local agent featured them on a blog or their website. So they'll hit the share button. And you would be surprised, when you work with that restaurant, for example, and they now take your blog, your Facebook post from your business page and share it to their Facebook following. Remember, their Facebook following is different than your Facebook following. So you can see at the click of a button, you can reach hundreds or potentially thousands of hyperlocal potential leads, right? So do this, guys, I promise. Look, I'll give you another example of this. I had a client of mine, she reached out to a local sushi restaurant in her area. And it was down the street. She did a blog review about it, worked with them on setting up a post to her business page and sharing it to her, and they shared it to their page. But she actually added some enticing opportunities. She talked to the sushi guy and was like, hey, would you guys be able to create some kind of code or coupon for doing this promotion? And they gave her some type of promotional code, and people reached out to her for that code. So again, working with local businesses is going to help build your business network, right? This is a business to business. This is a person to person business, but it's also going to help that opportunity to cross promote and gain benefit. And then finally, a huge one that shocks me, agents don't do this, is at the closing. You know, when you're handing them the key to that new home, talk to them. Say, hey, you know what? I want to stay connected with you. You know, it's been such a pleasure working with you. And you know, if you ever need any more help or assistance with, you know, home selling process, you let me know. But here's the thing. What I would really appreciate is if you could just take a few minutes to go over to my Facebook page, write me a quick review of how I did, and then follow me. You know, I'd love to stay connected with you on my business page. And you know, I provide a lot of weekly updates and information about your town or area that you just moved into. So love a review and go connect with me. Go follow my business page. Now, remember, when they follow your business page, you're going to be in their news feed. Remember, that develops top of mind marketing. Even if a past customer, we always try to work hard to be in front of that past customer, develop that top of mind, okay? So Lynn asks, is it better to have them follow or friend? This is a good question, Lynn. That is up to you, okay? And here's why. There are some people who want to really keep their personal page very separate from their business life, and that's fine. And no problem there. If that's the case, then by all means, you should be telling your sphere, your clients, hey, I kind of keep my personal for personal, but I would love to still stay connected with you. Would you mind connecting on my business account? Now, other consumers, other agents, they want all their past clients on their personal. They don't mind their past clients seeing their pictures of their friends and family and things. And if that's the case, then sure, asking them to connect with you on your personal and your business page can be a lot of value. But again, that's just personal preference. I would say most of my clients drive most of their traffic to their business page. And that is what I always suggest. No matter what, even if they connect with you on your personal, you still want to always drive them to your business page. Why? Remember, business pages, you can add reviews. Business pages have higher SEO value, so people are going to see your reviews and your value there. It really comes down to your personal preference. So someone asked, when you say business page, are you talking about a page off of your personal account or completely separate account? So Tina asked about a business page. Is it separate from your personal? So I know this can be a little confusing because you are your business, but when I'm talking about a business page, it is technically connected to your personal page. They are two separate entities, but it's the same login for you. Okay, so it's the same account. You're going to log into your personal page, and there's going to be a tab on your personal page that you can click for all your pages, and you'll be able to log into whatever pages you create. They're two separate, but it's the same login for you. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. Someone said, when I try to share from business to my personal page, it does not let me anymore. It only lets me share to a group. Why is that, and how do you share to a personal page? Okay, so this is another question that I've run into, and it's been kind of a confusing change. So what I'm going to ask for you is to just stick around. Melanie, we're going to go ahead and I'll show you exactly that. And I encourage you all to stick around because this is a little confusing change that Facebook has had that a lot of people get a little confused from. So I'll actually show you how to share from your business to your personal page in just 1 second, okay? But let's kind of keep this moving along so we can go ahead and take some questions here. All right, so guys, you've got to start investing into your following. Your following is so important. I think especially this last year and a half, we really learned just how important it was to have an online presence, a social media presence, right? I mean, for the last year and a half, we had to social distance. We couldn't do large events and networking. Now more than ever, we realize how important our Facebook page is. So our social media accounts are. But for those of us who've had it and utilizing it and been investing in it, you've seen the return. I have agents that run their business solely from Facebook alone. So guys, whether you're starting brand new or you're a seasoned agent and you've already got a following, you've got to start investing in your Facebook following. It is the key to really successful online lead generation and marketing for you, okay? So today's the day. I hope I inspired you guys here. So let's go ahead. Here's what I want to go ahead and do. We've got a couple of questions that are coming in. Guys, any questions that I missed or anything else you want to add, this is our Q&A session. But one thing I also want to ask before some of you jump off, if you don't have a question, what I want you to also do for me is go ahead and type in what you want to learn about. So our Getting Social with Dylan series, I want to know, what other things do you guys want to know? We're going to talk about that here in a second. All right, let's see what we got. Boosting and ads, what people want to learn about. All right, so someone asked, let's see. Can one create more than one business page? Yes, Lewis, you can create multiple Facebook pages, but here's what I'm going to suggest. I do encourage really focusing on one to start. Sometimes if you have too many, then it lacks activity and value. So always encourage at least one Facebook page to start, and you can always branch from that. Doris asked, how much does it cost for a Facebook business page? Great news, it's free. We all love free, don't we? So it's free to set up a Facebook business page. There's no cost. Just go to facebook.com/business or go into your settings and click create page. Okay. So we got people want to know about blogging, content, daily posts. Good. So I'm going to give you guys some insight. But before I do, again, I just want to reiterate, if you haven't connected with me, this is a new series we're doing. So I encourage you to go connect with me at Getting Social Dylan. All right. And that is on Facebook. I went ahead and put the link in the chat box, copy and paste that. Just like I'm talking to you guys about growing your following, I'm going to ask you guys to go connect with me on this new series that we just started here. You can connect with me on my social media as well. I'm going to invest a lot in education there. So next month's topic, we're going to talk about stories. We're going to talk about Instagram and Facebook stories, how to get them step by step, how to set them up, how to build, what type of stories get you more engagement, what type of stories are going to get you more lead generation. I worked with a lot of agents across the country, and what we found some of the best success strategies here, we're going to showcase to you. So this is September 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so put it in your calendars, and we'll go ahead and educate you on Instagram stories. And also for those of you who have some requests for others, we'll go ahead and take that into account and put those into some of our next classes. So before I jump off and show you the live demo thing, how did everybody like the class? Are you guys motivated? Are you guys excited to grow your following? Give me a little feedback here. You're wonderful, Dylan. Thanks so much. Very informative. Love it. Thank you so much. Well, great. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. I get it. We're all zoomed out, right? So we actually are hoping to do some of these live in person soon in your area. But until then, we're going to keep educating and motivating you guys. I'm going to just finish with one more final piece here, and then we'll let you all jump off. Someone asked, I think it was Melanie asked, they won't let me post or share to my personal page. So I want you all to just notice one thing. For example, this is my page here, which this is my cue to remind you, go connect with me if you haven't. But if you guys notice, right up the top here, remember I said always use desktop when doing posts. Right at the top, it says post as your personal page or interact as your business. I wanted to show you, if you do it from a business page here, you'll notice when I go ahead and click share, it only allows me to share to a group, right? Melanie, this was the issue that you had, okay? Well, what you need to do if you want to share from your business to your personal, you have to go to the top and you have to interact as your personal page. Okay, now interacting as your personal page is going to change the screen here in a second. Boom, change. So now you're a consumer, your personal page. Now, if I hit the share button, I can share to a public, I can share to a group, I can share to my messenger, I can share, to a friend's timeline. So does everybody see the difference there? That is a little confusing adjustment that they made. And I know it confuses agents a little bit occasionally. So just make sure if you are going to share from your business to your personal page, make sure that you're changing the settings to your personal versus business. Make sense? Awesome. All right. Well, guys, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your energy and your willingness to join me. And look, we're going to help educate and inspire you guys in everything digital marketing and social media marketing. So we'll see you next month. Watch for a lot of our educational additional tips and tricks throughout the rest of this month. We've got a live event coming up. We've got a couple of, every couple of weeks, we'll be doing some additional training. So watch for those. We'll see you again soon, guys. Thanks so much. Take care.